A lot of people might be confused on what the agent role is. And fundamentally, a booking agent in particular, we really liaison the deals between the artist on behalf of the artist in any live show they're going to perform. I think the live show aspect of it is kind of a surprise for a lot of people because that is a night out where now it's just kind of worked into your life. And I don't think people realize how much they are out. So it's kind of like this fun balance of like being out all the time, but also like very heavy in normal workload, grid life, email life. That's kind of our bread and butter. I went to school in Boston at an undergraduate business school named Bentley University. Now, I thought I was going to go there, be an accountant, but that was not in my cards. I took a music business course and I totally fell in love with it. So after I took that course sophomore year, I interned at Universal Music Group in LA. And it was so fun. They had showcases every Friday. I got to see what the label life is like. The next summer, it only made sense. Go back, do something different in music. Showed up at ICM. I got to work for pretty much the hottest like hip hop, R&B department at any agency at the time. And that summer, I was like, this is for me. I know it. It's a kind of a mix of the business side that I went to school for. Also get to mix it with my passion for music. So then I was graduating, knew that agency, I had to work at an agency. And ultimately, I ended up going with UTA because I saw a huge gap for growth. Started off in the mailroom, and I just really soaked it in. And I got to learn a lot, network a lot. And finally, I landed on a desk of like a hard rock agent. And right after that, I started to work with Jabo Lewis, who was like the head of our department. He was like, what do you want to do? And I knew I wasn't leaving. I knew at this point it was definitely still agency life for me. And I moved to New York to work in our international music business. I think if you're in school still in your college, most schools, program concerts, and there's usually like a board to program those. That is a very good first step. Networking is a little awkward, and everyone was in the same position one day as you. So, just start hitting people up on LinkedIn. And the worst case, you can just get a no or no non-response, but just move on to the next person. I think getting experience at an agency in particular is very key because even though the agent has their lane, you get to see all the other jobs in the industry. You kind of see what the manager does, you see what the publicist does, you see what, the people at the label do. Use the trades kind of as your social media. Like I every day scroll on Billboard or Variety, and like that's kind of an easy way to start, learning more of these terms and what's going on in the industry. One, definitely just get out and network. It's awkward. Some people aren't into it, but just remember everyone was at that place. So just do it. 2, lead with kindness and just work ethic. I think that's what I always really fell back on, is that I was the first one there, the last one to leave. Just keep that ethic true and high. And then lastly, authenticity. Very important to stay true to yourself. I think this is one, I don't operate like a lot of the other female agents or agents. And, I might have heard criticism in that world, but, it's working for me and it's worked for me. So it's just important to stay true to yourself through and through.